So the other day I shared some great news. My book, A Paper Orchestra, made Vulture's Best Comedy Books of 2024. And that to me is like a huge honor. And what makes it even more impressive, in my opinion, patting myself on the back, is the fact that it's not traditionally published. So I don't have a big media empire behind me. I don't have a publicist. It was just me doing it. I self-published. So I'm going to share some of the details of this incredibly long journey. But if you want to read the whole thing, if you aspire to do something like this yourself, you can go read the article I wrote today. It's very long on my Substack. Okay, first know that I submitted my book to a bunch of publishers and it died on submission. So I thought I would read some of the rejection letters so that you could learn maybe why it died on submission. Here's a couple of them. Okay. Unfortunately, while I think the essays are lovely, I don't think this is right for my list right now. Michael doesn't seem to have a social media presence. I didn't at the time I wrote it. And it feels increasingly hard to publish essay collections without a significant platform. Okay, here's another one. Different guy. Michael's writing is fantastic. I kept coming back to his stories, but platform continues to drive the acquisition strategy here at dipshit publishers. That's not really their name, that's what I'm calling them. And the high quality of the material wasn't quite enough to overcome the hurdle in pitching to my colleagues. That's interesting. It says the person that read it has to pitch it to their boss, and no one's going to stick their neck on the line. I don't blame this guy, right? Because he didn't want to lose his job. Like, he doesn't want to take a risk on me by putting out something that may or may not sell. I probably wouldn't do the same. Would do the same if I was in his shoes. Here's another one. As much as I enjoyed Michael's writing, the fact that he's not a well-known name makes it a hard sell for dipshit industries. They have almost the same exact name. Interesting. Here's one last rejection letter. These are fun. There really is something for everyone here. But that said, the essays roam through a lot of subjects and experiences, and I think it would need to have more of a cohesive narrative, momentum, for it to be right for dipshit press. It's like they have the same name. What's the criticism there? Is that there's no cohesive through line, which is fair. I didn't want to write that. It's a collection of stories. In other words, to be a cohesive through line, they would have wanted a book about, growing up and escaping a cult or surviving a horrible disease, right? That would have been all the stories would have been about that. And I didn't want to write that. I wanted to write a collection. And to be honest, I had reservations about having this book traditionally published in the first place. And that was because I was worried that they would make me have a horrible title, first of all, because as much as I love A Paper Orchestra as a title, it doesn't really tell you what the book is, right? And because I'm a sitcom writer, I was afraid they'd make me have some horrible jokey name, The Adventures of Mr. McClanks-a-Lot, or did I say that out loud? Like some horrible title like that. Just I'm trying to write something approximating literature here, so I wanted to give it a literary title. I also was worried that they would stick me with a horrible book cover. Like, I love my book cover there. You can't see all of it. Maybe I can show you. I just think it says what the book is. It's creative, it's imaginative, it's whimsical. But if you look at the book covers that they put out now, it's all pastels. It looks like they're geared towards fourth graders, So I was worried about that. I also wanted the audiobook to be really good. And I know they would not give me a lot of studio time. But as a TV producer, I know how to produce these things. So I was like, I want to do it right. I wasn't doing this for the money, right? I'm doing this to tell the stories that I can't tell on television. And so traditional publishing, I was already on the fence, but what I craved from them was validation, right? That's what the pat on the back, which, to be honest, is, it's this, because we know, they'll buy a book from some D-list reality star, and we know the book is not well written. We know it's just salacious tidbits of who they tried to have sex with, and it's that, right? They probably didn't even read their book, and yet that book has a greater odds of selling than mine because I'm not famous, right? And so I'm craving validation, which I know is worthless to begin with. So I put it out myself, and the book traveled. If the book was well written, like they admit it, they say it, and it traveled. And this is what happens when it travels. So you get very kind people taking your book on an airplane and giving it its own seat, or listening to it on a road trip and posting about it, or they take it to Italy and they read it and they post about it, and all of it is just so sweet, And it's because I built up this giant platform. Now, to be honest, if you plan on doing this yourself, just know, like, I got a huge following. Maybe 1% of the people who follow me, wound up buying the book.
That's not a lot, but to those people, I'm super grateful. To me, they're in my elite 1%. They mean everything, and they tell them, they share their book with their friends. They talk about it because it moved them, and that's everything. Those are the people I'm speaking to. So, to everyone who has purchased it, thank you so much. If you want to get it, you can get it here on the app. There's a link. I'll send you a signed copy. This is really like a dream come true for me. Even though I write television shows that are seen by millions of people, the fact that I wrote this book that moved so many people, far less though, is way more exciting to me. It's more of an honor. It really is. So thank you to everyone for helping make this come true. This dream come true for me. If you aspire to do this yourself, and you want more details of how I actually went about doing this, I wrote an article on my Substack. You can read it over there. It's free. Did I say it's free? It's free. Thank you so much again to everyone, to all those people, all the people I showed here. There's more. There's too many to list. So thank you all. And then eventually, like I said, or did I say it at all? The book found its way into the hands of someone of another writer, and this writer liked it enough to put it on the list at Vulture. And so, again, thank you all.